I think one of the main ones that come to my head was one of the COVID weddings that I bartended. And those weddings were always so chaotic because we were masked up, we were gloved up. It was like the summer of COVID. So
Gosh.
obviously, a lot of the weddings were outside and we had to be extra cautious. But I remember it's like a typical drunk groomsman story
Oh
where
no.
this happened. So one of the groomsmen showed up probably an hour before the ceremony and was already plastered, like visibly very drunk. And I'm setting up the bar and he is trying to get shots from me. And I'm like, okay, well, number one, we're not allowed to do shots. Number two, the bar is not even set up yet. We're not open. So he was just giving the staff trouble right from the get-go and feeling very entitled and rude. But fast forward to when we're serving dinner, the place that I worked at was an event and catering company. So we were serving the salad, and the salad had nuts on it. And he flipped out because he was apparently deathly allergic to nuts, but didn't tell anyone, even though
Oh my gosh.
within the process on the invite, it's like, hey, tell us your food preferences,
Mhm.
tell us your allergies. And he never filled anything
Never said
out.
anything.
How are we supposed to know?
Right.
So he gets the salad and starts screaming at staff in front of everyone, causing a scene. Like, I could die. I'm going to sue you guys. How dare you? Blah, blah, blah. But he wasn't telling us if he actually took a bite of the salad or not. He was refusing to tell us. So
What?
I don't know, he was belligerent. So just to be cautious, I remember one of the other event planners, she called 911 because she was like, well, this guy might be having an allergic reaction. So the ambulance show up, the police showed up, and then he's like nowhere to be found. And we're like, okay. He was found drunk in the bathroom, just passed out, and he didn't
Are
even take a
you?
bite of the salad.
Oh my gosh. So he caused this big stir when he
Yeah.
actually didn't take a bite of the salad. He just wanted to get
hmm
angry at somebody, it sounds like.
Yeah, I felt so bad. I think it was the groom's friend, but like the bride was so embarrassed. I felt so bad. But yeah, it just sucks when your wedding party has to do things like that. It's like,
Hmm.
are you making it about you? Mhm.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone about like if you know you can't handle your liquor, don't drink before a wedding or really limit it because this day is not about you. And it just sounds like he was more into the party of it, which I get it. It should be fun, it should be a party. But at the same time, if you're gonna make a fool out of yourself, then it
Mhm.
just makes it all about you. And then to berate staff that's trying to make this day magical, it's like, come on.
Yeah, it was so chaotic. Yeah. That's the one that comes to my head where I'm like, yeah, that one was probably the most chaotic that I've experienced.
Yeah. Were you there just like, oh my gosh, please calm down?
So I was bartending, so I was in the outside bar, but I remember all the staff were obviously talking about it, and a lot of the staff had to get involved. And then like, the ambulance showed up, and I was in charge of trying to find him too. And everyone's like, he's gone. We're like, did he just run away? Like, no one knew where he went.
When to cause a
Drunk.
big stir. Yeah,
Mhm.
that is insane. Like the number of drunk groomsmen stories I've heard is quite appalling. I feel like it's just so disrespectful. If you know you want to like party, have a good time, wait until at least after the ceremony when you're kind of off the hook a little bit. If you want to have a couple drinks before, sure, but it's like you need to really know your limit and know, okay, am I going to be causing a scene? But I think the other thing is people that act that way don't think about that. They're like,
Right.
whatever, it's fine.
Mhm.
It's the same people that cause other issues on wedding days. They're not like, you know what? It's their day. I'm not going to make it about me.
That's their
Pe-
last thought.
Exactly. Those people are thinking about themselves first. And most of these issues that we see at weddings, it's because they're not thinking about that. So I don't know if that'll help or not. That's why I like to share these skits and hope that people see it and be like, okay, maybe I should tone it back a little.
Yeah, or just resonate and be like, oh my God, at least I'm not the only one where like something chaotic happened. Because I feel like working with weddings and working in event planning, there's always something that goes wrong. It's inevitable. I can think of very little events that I've worked where at least one thing hasn't gone wrong.
Hmm.
But as long as the bride and the groom, for the most part, are like chill and go with the flow, it's normally very small things where it's like, don't let it ruin your day. That you're still like, you're marrying the love of your life. That's what should matter. And don't let little small things ruin your night.
Yeah, absolutely. And I also say too, I don't want to freak people out because for the most part, you're not going to have some crazy thing like this happen. If you have bad gut feeling or you're like, oh, that person's going to do something, chances are it'll be fine. Most weddings I've gone to and been a part of, there's no drama. Or if there is, no one else knows about it. It's kind of behind the scenes, or it's like something little that happened between two people or something. We just talk about it because it's kind of memorable when it does happen because you're like, whoa, that was crazy. But yeah, I don't want to scare people because sometimes I see comments that are like, oh, thank God I'm never getting married, or thank God I'm just going to elope, or I'm never
Yeah.
going to do this because of that. I don't want to scare people because so many weddings do not have this drama.
Yeah, that's so true.